I'm Rex Rogosh, and let's clear up the USA View. Lawyers accuse Trump DOJ of lying about trans troop ban. Lawyers representing transgender service members are accusing the Trump Justice Department of misleading a federal appeals court about the enforcement of the renewed transgender military ban. In a filing in Talbott versus United States, attorneys told the D.C. Circuit that government lawyers falsely claimed no transgender troops had been discharged under the policy. That assertion, they say, was contradicted by evidence obtained after last week's oral arguments. The filing names two service members, including Thackery Keuma, a 12-year New Mexico Army National Guard veteran, and Angela Troska, who served more than 20 years in the U.S. Coast Guard. Both were allegedly discharged under the ban. GLAAD law attorney Michael Haley wrote, quote, "Plaintiffs-Apellees raise these examples to ensure that the court is aware of the ongoing harms faced by transgender service members," end quote. During the January 22nd hearing, DOJ attorney Abhee-Shake-Calm-blee told judges no separations had occurred, a claim sharply disputed by the plaintiff's counsel. Shannon Minter of the National Center for LGBTQ Rights sharply pointed out that, quote, "It is telling that the government seems to recognize that it can't defend this irrational policy without misrepresenting the facts," end quote. The appeals court has not yet ruled on whether to reinstate an injunction blocking the ban. I mean, first, who is surprised that the government that this government is lying? Nobody's surprised. And who's surprised that it's in a court? Nobody. We've already seen, the orange man ignore court rulings. Mm-hmm. So that there's no surprise there. This is sad because you have people who have been in the military serving honorably.
It is not just the fact that the government lied. The government lies all the time, even under relatively sane administrations. But it's just the sheer incompetence at it.
Well, it's unusual for the government, and that's not actually the politically correct term. The regime, let's call it what it wants to be identified as. This regime has been lying to courts, and that is actually very new. Yes, I'm sure it's happened occasionally in history, but Vox has been doing a very good job detailing how the way judges just trying to deal with ICE and some of the other Department of Justice stuff, the lying, the incompetence,
lie.
Yeah. The disregard for the courts and the rule of law is at a whole new level, and this is just one of a very large piece of that.
No, we didn't fire them because they were trans. We fired them because of A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I've lived in a lot of military states. I've had a lot of military friends. One of my first boyfriends was in the military right when Don't Ask, Don't Tell got signed. I got a phone call from him going, "I'm telling them that I'm gay so I can get out of the military so they don't send me overseas. Don't tell them we had sex." I've been through all of that. So, the military does protect their own. The lawyers do not.
Right.
So, and what's sad about this is if you're going, I hate to say this, but if you're going to lie, do it in a way that they can't catch you.
Yeah.
But, there's proof on some of this stuff. So, again, the whole government is in all of our stories, they're rallying behind the 1% of our American population to eradicate them, basically. And that shows how cowardly the government is, malicious, and what that they're hiding. They are hiding something and hiding some things. So they're going after the 1%. They're going after
yes, and the thing is, they're doing this now in this case. They're doing it. They're willfully disregarding court rulings, and we all like to blame the regime, as they should be. But the real incompetence right now is our judicial system. Our judiciary just is saying to the world, "Oh, you can ignore our rulings. You don't have to do what we say." I've never known a judge to be okay with that before, but apparently anything goes in this.
But the thing is, though, how much can a judge can do if the regime just simply refuse to
there is
recommend
one
ruling. They don't have their own judicial police to enforce.
There is one judge who is so fed up with what's going on, he's forcing the head of ICE to come in or be held in contempt.
Right. I mean,
and that can result in jail time.
I was going to say, if you or I go to court and disregard what the judge says, they're knocking on your door with handcuffs and they're taking you in.
That's if they're polite enough to knock. They don't normally knock.
So there is something that can be done. And Trump is still an American citizen, and guess what?
He is not beyond. He is not
beyond the law.
No kings, no kings. And the comment by Shannon Minter of the National Center for LGBTQ Rights really stood out for me. Quote, "It is telling that the government seems to recognize that it can't defend this irrational policy without misrepresenting the facts." End quote. The Reich lies. We know this. The Reich is definitely lying. And misrepresentation of fact, it's the same old story from this devious administration.
And by the way, just a light note before we move on from this story. Can one of you change names? GLAD or GLAAD? I keep getting them confused.
Oh, because of the two lads. Yes. I know they should hug it out or something.
A decade now, every time.
From this forward, anything that's LGBTQ should be known as the Alphabet Mafia. And there is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by sharing them and subscribing to Queer News Tonight.